All right, today we're going to be talking about asking for what you want, because a lot of times you kind of have to do that in life to get what you want. So I'm just going to read the tweet. Ask yourself, how can this person serve me? So the story behind this is I was working as an intern or co-op, whatever you guys call it. Some people I talk to, they're like, what is a co-op? It's just an internship. I was working as an intern in this one company as a junior software developer, I think it was. And this is something that my manager told me in one of our one-on-ones, is to ask yourself, how can this person serve me? And it's a very arrogant, almost, frame of mind to put yourself in. But as an intern or as a co-op, for me at least, I felt like I was just really deprioritized. Like there's the general employees, there's like the C-suite executives, like the CEO and stuff, and then underneath the general employees it's like interns. And I felt like as an intern I couldn't really ask for much. I was like, oh, no one's gonna take me seriously, blah blah blah, all these like limiting beliefs. And this is something that really changed my mindset and got me to think a lot more differently. Because instead of just saying to someone, hey man, you should try more, you should take more risks, those are pieces of advice that are commonly given out during situations like this, but they're too soft. Asking yourself, how can this person serve me? How can the person running this team serve me? How can the person running this company serve me? It was just such a drastically different mindset, and it really helped me kick into this gear of like, okay, I'm here, time is valuable, I want to learn, I want to have experience. How can I actually get what I want? It's almost like, how can I make this person give me what I want? And I'll throw down a couple of examples to really illustrate this, but I want to illustrate how powerful this mindset is, because for someone who especially is an intern, you can apply this if you're like a full-time employee as well. It's not just interns, but especially when you're in the mindset of an intern, you really think that you're not that important. And so this helped me think that I was more important, and it made me take what I was doing, my time, my energy, the stuff that I was putting myself into, the opportunities that I had, a lot more seriously. So enough of the blabbering, let's get into some examples. Okay, so the first example that I have here is I really wanted to learn more about the business side of things, because I was like, okay, I'm a software developer right now. This was a consulting company at the time, and as a consulting company, you consult clients. So I was like, how does all of this work? So I thought about it and I was like, okay, I can ask to be put in one of the client calls. And this was something that I've never even thought of before, because I was like, okay, there's no way they're gonna let an intern sit in one of these calls, because it's just too risky, right? If this is a client call and you're trying to almost sell to this client, to a company, that's seen as super risky, because if this intern says the wrong thing, there goes a couple of thousands of dollars. And you might be thinking to yourself, okay, well, this story probably has a good ending. It doesn't. It doesn't have a good ending, because I was never put on a client call. But the middle is what's important. So I told my manager this, and my manager told the person that was in charge of setting up all these calls. She was a liaison, so she was like the person that sits between the company I was working for, the consultancy, and the clients, like the people that are paying the consultancy the big bucks. And my manager talked to this person, and she was like, oh, I'll consider it. And I was like, oh, okay, maybe. Oh, wow. As an intern, she'll consider it. She just didn't even say flat out no. And I think she genuinely did try, but at the end of the day, I think she looked at the clients and like the meetings that we had, and she was like, thought about it, and I just recommend that this doesn't happen. But it showed me that it was possible, which is important. It was important. The second example, which ended more positively, was I got the chance to talk to the CTO. And I don't exactly remember the reason why, but I think it was because I was like, oh, why don't we just have like a Slack channel for this one thing, because this one Slack channel is getting way too crowded and everyone like gets annoyed. And I think he actually went and did it. But the point that I want to get across here isn't just go do things. It's you can ask someone for the things that you want and be selfish in a way, like actually think about you and like what you want and what you can gain out of this. And this person can give you access and opportunities to other things. Like my manager talked to the liaison, tried to get me access, and he gave me access to talk to the CTO. And what you realize after doing this is that people are really just people. Like as an intern, I saw the C-level execs as people who were just super busy all the time, didn't want to talk to you at all, barely interacted with their employees. I talked to the CTO, and then later that internship, I also got the chance to talk to the CEO. And it wasn't like a one-on-one meeting or anything. It was just passing by in like the kitchen or the lounge. And he was doing a presentation earlier in the day. And I was like, hey, do you ever get nervous? Like I just asked him. I was like, hey, do you ever get nervous doing presentations? And we had like a small conversation. But I don't think I would have been able to do that, to actually have the courage to go up and ask him a question and start a conversation if I didn't have those two previous experiences, the one with the liaison and then the one with the CTO, because all of that just made me realize, oh, I can actually ask for what I want. And if I have people that will support me, they will actually try to give me what I want. And when they did that, I was like, oh, these people, like they're important in the company, but they're just people. You can just talk to them. Just because you're an intern doesn't mean you're banned from talking to these people. So quick little story for this Tweet Tuesday. Ask what you want. Give yourself permission to be selfish. And if you really want to get into that mindset, ask yourself, how can this person serve me? It's not just people too, it's also opportunities. If you have like a shitty opportunity, you're like, oh man, I'm in a bad place right now, but how can I make this opportunity, this place that I'm in, serve me? What can I get out of this? And go get what you want. That's the final message at the end of the day. Anyways, hope you learned something, and as always, I will see you around in the next video. Peace.